Hey YouTube, just realized I'm missing this thing. Crap, must have fallen out. Anyways, this is what we got going on today. Having an issue with my turbo. All you Ford guys know, you get that 6-liter turbo bark, and you get that when you're high in the boost RPMs, and then you let off your foot, or let your foot off the gas, and then you'll get that blah, 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 blah noise coming out of the turbo. And that's normal when you're coming out from high RPM. But what isn't normal is that it does it for me no matter where I'm at. I could be going 20 miles an hour and let my foot off the gas and it'll bark at me. So did a little research and asked some questions, and a lot of people feel that it is the vanes inside the turbo, located in there. So today I'm gonna go and pull the turbo out. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and then we're gonna take the turbo apart and see if we can't find out what's wrong. So let me get set up and I'll be right back. First thing you have to do, and in my case I have 2 batteries, is disconnect the negative cable on both batteries, because I'm going to sneak the turbo out between the exhaust and the alternator, and I run the risk of running into the post on the back of the alternator and shorting out. So I need to take off both negative cables here so that my battery is dead. So you're on top of one of them, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Alright, so the next thing to do is remove the degas bottle and the wiring harness up along the firewall. I've taken out a few clips already, but there's a few more to go. I have to take off this hose, and then the degas bottle I can pull out of the way. So, need the pressure in the bottle. Like that. Once the pressure is relieved, go ahead and move these 2 clips. Oops. And get them out of the way. Alright, now the degas bottle is disconnected. Pull it up out of the way. And I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'm going to get it out of the way a little bit. Now I can get to this wire here. Like I said, the clips are underneath, so you got to get the degas bottle out to get them out. And then, move my ladder. Okay. Get this out of the way. Fit up under here and clip in underneath the windshield wiper arm. Alright, so now that this is out of the way, then we're gonna mine's different. I have an air raid filter. So the stock filter, you'd go ahead and pull the filter out and pull the plugs out and take this entire assembly out. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pull this connector boot out here, and then that'll give me room to take this one off here. So let me go ahead and get a screwdriver and I'll get to that. He always says how hard it is, pain in the butt it is to pull these turbos out, but I'm not seeing it. Once I get to the exhaust, maybe, but I just don't I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. But I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, so. Okay. Good. Now, a stock air breather box is going to have the line, a hose that goes from this hose down into the top of your valve cover, and mine doesn't. It has it going from this aftermarket type deal down into it. So you might have to remove a hose on yours, but I don't have to. That one's fine. There's a bracket back here held on with, looks like 8mm. Let me see. It's like 8mm bolt screws, some sort. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get those off, and then we're going to go ahead and remove this here. So let me see. Don't lose these. Very bad. If you don't have a set of gear wrenches, I strongly suggest you go get them. They're the best tool I have in my box. You know, getting in tight spots with an open end wrench, if that's the only choice that you have, and then having to, you know, readjust the wrench and get it to bite, you know, it's just a pain in the butt. Get these little ratcheting gear wrenches, and they're awesome. Somebody had a review on the gear wrenches and what style they like better. Some people like the gear wrenches that have, you know, that you flip them over, you know, for loosen and then tighten, loosen, tighten, and then they don't have this, you know, the selector here for forward and reverse. I like the ones with forward and reverse because you have that bend in the socket, or in the wrench, and a lot of these bolts you just can't get up flush against something. You need that bend. So I happen to like the ones better with the selector for forward and reverse. But whatever, that's all right. So I gotta tighten or loosen this hose clamp. You guys are in my way. We loosen that and I'll get right back to you. Okay, with this off, you see what I'm talking about. Ooh, mine's got a mine's dry rotted. I could be leaking air through there. Well, that's the intake side, so I don't really know if that makes a difference, but I gotta go ahead and try to see if I can find a replacement plug for this. Okay, next we're gonna pull off this upper hose here, and I believe this is 10mm. No, it's gonna be 11 or 12. So there's the clamp. There's a clamp here, right on the turbo, right there, and then a clamp way down here. If I can find it. It's right at the end of my finger. It's on there somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen those and pull this, pull that hose off. Get right back to you. Probably need an extension. Okay, now this is off. Come on, baby. Maybe that's not loose enough down there. It's definitely loose enough now. I think it just fell off. Yep. Okay, now that it's off, You want to inspect for cracks. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Nope. Want to inspect for cracks in the boots, because that could be an issue. That one seems nice and pliable and soft. This one here, this one seems nice too. Probably not on camera, but anyways, they're both good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this aside. Okay, next on the list is I think we'll take off this wire here. It's got this little metal clip on it. Pull that clip back, and then the wire comes undone. Alright, I gotta take this. Where's the 10 millimeter? It's 10. No, it's 8. Oh no, I don't have to take that off. That unclips. Yeah, okay. So this wire comes out of here, out of this holder, and get it out of the way. I'm gonna stick mine back behind my oil filter. Okay, now the next thing we got to do is pull off this oil tube. Looks like 2 10 millimeter bolts, maybe. Let me see. Are they 10s? Yeah, I think they're 10s. I need a wrench for that. And then one looks like an 8 millimeter bolt down there. I have that, so let's go ahead and pull that off. Is it 8? Yes, it is. Okay. Let me see if I can get you to see this. Bear with me for 1 second. See this oil hose, this oil tube runs from the top of the turbo down and around and down there. It's got an 8 millimeter bolt in it. And remove that bolt. And once I remove the 2 top bolts, I'll be able to pull this oil hose off. So let me go ahead and get a 10 millimeter wrench and I'll get to it. Alright, I'm going to use a wrench. I think you might be able to sneak in here with a with a short socket, but no need. Because these things, once they pop loose, they're just finger tight. Alrighty, now that this is out, we can get to it. So pull this hose off. Okay. Just gotta wiggle it. It's got an O-ring on the bottom there, so I loosen this up enough. No, I didn't. Okay, so here's that 8 millimeter hold down, and then once you can just pop this right up and out. And there you have it. I'm going to go put this aside so it doesn't get damaged, and then we'll get to these exhaust clamps. Okay, to get to these exhaust clamps, there's one right here. Okay, it's very simple, very easy access, get right in there, no problem. The other side, it is, where'd it go? Right underneath, right there. Right there. So that's not hard to get to either. This turbo has been out on this truck before I bought the machine, or before I bought it, and the clamp, the stock clamp, would be facing the other direction. So you'd need to reach your hand in behind the turbo and get to it. Still not that difficult. I can get back in there without a problem, and I got fairly large hands, so think with the clamp out of the way, this one here will be easy access to get to it. But I'm going to go ahead and just loosen these bolts up and see if we can't knock the exhaust out of the way. So let me set you back up here and see what we got. Okay, I know I'm going to be in your way for some of this, but you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Alright, so these, what are these? These are 11mm clamps. It looks like I can get away with just one extension here. Okay, sneak it in here. Nicely. I've had to loosen this up all the way and pull this clamp apart and get it out. So these work, you just kind of fits down in a groove. So you just kind of, I hope you can see that, just kind of pop it up and out. And now it's free from the exhaust. And a little finagling, I can get it up out of there. Maybe. Yeah, so that's it there. This clamp fits in like that. So, I'll inspect this and make sure it's good. I got a lot of exhaust on here, so that could be an exhaust leak. So we're gonna check that out. Clean this up real good and check that out. All right, with that out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and get to this other one. Let me see. Yeah, I can just put an extension on this. Wherever it went. I hate when you just lose tools. I just had it. Hang on, let me find it. Got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put, I don't have any long extensions, so I'm gonna go ahead and put two together. Let's make my life easy. Get in here. Okay, so that came apart. Whoa, that is in there. Okay, take a peek here. Alright, that clamp is kind of stuck on there. I'm going to need to go get a pry bar and a hammer and see if I can't get that loose. Back to you in 1 second. Alright, I got you in a better spot here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. This clamp is kind of, well, it was kind of stuck on. Now, the top portion seems to be stuck a little bit. Okay, so that is on there. Let me see. Let me see what I can do here. My head's going to be in the way, so I'm going to take you guys off for a second and pry on this. See what I can do. Okay, what I did was, got the pry bar in here. Let's see. And I pushed it up against that little tab. See if I can show you. Let's see if this shows up. The little tab right here. You're not even on it. There you are. Once you open this up, this flange has got little tabs on it. And I was able to get in here with a pry bar and just kind of pry that off, the exhaust. And then up along here, I was able to stick the pry bar in there also. Let me zoom you out. I was able to stick the pry bar in here and knock that one loose. So now that I got that clamp loose, it should be out of the way. I think what I'll do is I want this clamp to come off with the turbo. So you can see I just pulled it off the exhaust and now it's just sitting on the turbo. So the turbo is loose from the exhaust. Not really that huge of a deal. Now we have 3 bolts holding the turbo to the turbo pedestal, and I will try to show them to you the best I can. Let me take you off the tripod and I'll show you. Okay, so looking at the front of the turbo, down here on the side, you can see, God, my screen's so dirty I can't see what you're looking at. Where are we? Yeah, right down there. So that little pin, that pin is on the turbo. That pin is laying in the turbo, what do I call that? Pedestal. And then that bolt right there, that little 10 or 11 millimeter bolt, that is on, looking at the front of the truck, it's on the left hand side of the turbo. And then on the right hand side of the turbo, you can just kind of see it. Okay, just under my finger. You can kind of see it back there. There's the other bolt right there. There's number 2. Alright, well, that's on the right side of the turbo, looking at it from the front of the truck. Now the 3rd bolt behind the turbo, and it is right, let's see if I can show you. Okay, I'm standing over the passenger side fender, looking back. Orientate this way. So there's the front of the truck, passenger side, the light shining on it. It's below that exhaust flange, kind of tucked in the back there. Let's see if I can grab it, see if I can get a glimpse of it. This thing will focus, it'd be awesome. It's not focusing. Oh, there it is. See it? See the head of the bolt right there? Right there. That's the one in the back. Looks like it's a pain to get to, but you can reach a wrench in there or a socket, short socket. You can reach right in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that off, and these other 2, and then we'll pop this turbo out and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I just got an open end wrench here, ratcheting wrench. I'm gonna go ahead and get this first one. Alright, there's one. You get this back one here. Find it. Where are you? Okay. Alright, there's number 2. Number 3, I'm going to get up on the truck here and see if I can't reach down in there with a wrench. If not, I got to get a socket. I think I can get it with a wrench. Oh yeah. Oh, it's tight. Ouch. Okay. Well, I can get on it with a wrench, but I can't get any leverage because it's so short. So So I'm gonna go get a short 10 and a ratchet. Let's see if I can't do it then. So let's see what we got here. Oh, this might work better. Okay, that bolt is out. Now, the only thing you're holding this turbo on is the drain tube, or drain pipe. And the drain pipe has an O-ring on it. On the bottom of the turbo and underneath the turbo pedestal where it goes back into wherever, the oil pump area. So, I think we just gotta remember you had to undo your battery, because the post right here, we're going to come in contact it with this, but this should just pop right out. Thought it would pop right out. Come on, baby. There you go. See what we're looking at down here. Well, there it is. There's the pedestal. Okay, you got one bolt that went in there into the turbo right there. One bolt that I was just, the last one that I was trying to pull out that was giving me a pain right there. And then where's the other one? Underneath this wire. Right? Where is it? Yeah, underneath the shadow of that wire. That's where the third bolt is. There's your drain tube. It's got a O-ring on it. And there's your, what's this, up pipe from, no, that's the down pipe that goes out the exhaust. This big guy right here. Alright, and then these two come off the manifold. They go into the back of the turbo. Okay, so turbo is out. Now we're going to go to the bench and pull it apart. So let me get you set up and we'll get after it.